Good morning, traders. Welcome to part 2 of our daily webinar. And this will also be the weekly outlook. I hope you guys can go there and click some likes and share and comment. Right, so let's start. We finished the Forex one, which was part 1. So we're going to start with natural gas. Good. Yeah. We're in a correction here, and it's still making a big flat, a really big flat. So this would be a running flat in the middle here. And we are going back up. Probably to break that one, but then we're still in this impulse and this move down. So even if you come here, you can probably come back here. You maybe even go back up, finish this, right? And then drop. So we'll probably be stuck there for a while before you get a downside. So I would say don't rush it. Give it time, let it consolidate, and then we go for the sell. I don't see a buy setup. So let's see how much it consolidates. Oil. We had the sell in oil, so let's see what it's doing. This was, take that off. This one didn't go. It's kind of come down here and it's stuck there too. It's not really going anywhere. Let's see in the 15 what it looks like. Oh, we're getting a small flag here actually for a sell. Right, that's a valid flag that you can take because we've moved so much up. And if it is anything but a running flat with anything in the past, let's see. Anything in the past or running flat? Nope. Nothing. So it becomes dangerous in that it could still be they could still pull back here and go back up. Right? Here's what we do. It's a little dangerous in the 15-minute at the moment there. Take it off. Let's see if this makes a flat. Worse yet, it's coming back up to the top, right? So let's see if this comes back here. If this comes back here, we let it go back there and then we buy. We buy for one more impulse, just one more impulse, right? But you take the trade because you don't know how far it's going to go. So you take it for one more impulse and then see what happens. Could it be the start of a bigger move to the upside? Is that possible on the daily? Let's see. Well, yes, it could be. They could be going back up. We don't know that. Make a deeper correction and then drop. We'll see. Go back to the 4-hour. We do have some divergence here, so I wouldn't be surprised if they start going back up for a deeper correction and then drop. We'll wait for that. We don't have anything in it. We'll wait for it. The same should be for the UK oil too. Let's see if we have a better pattern here in the 1 hour and the 4-hour. No, but this is back at the top. So that is good. This was a short buy. That would have been a short buy if you want. So we'll put a buy here, but only when we get a pullback. So I'll take it off and I'll take this off, right? And we'll wait for this to make a flat and then we'll buy it. So you can put waiting for a flat, something like this, and waiting for something like this for a buy. Because this one is way at the top there. So it will probably go down back, make a flat, and then go. S&P 500. Okay, so the sell is still valid there. If it makes a flat there, we can start considering buys. I don't know, maybe a much deeper correction. Or it's starting to look like we'll have to exclude the expanding flat. Right, this might have to be a smaller correction of its own. Very deep, but a smaller one. I was thinking expanding flat here. It will only be valid if we really start to see this going down with a flag or something here for the sell. But if it makes a flat at the top there, that would be a buy. So let's see what we're getting right now. It's not deep enough here for a flat, but it's not shallow enough for a flag. So because if you take this, it could come here and go back up. This would be a correction. Question is whether you'll be able to get out for break even fast enough. I don't think so. I don't think you'll be able to get it. So if this is going to drop, we'll wait for the next flag because this flag came back pretty much to the top. And they're so shallow. This one is shallow. This one is doing so. I think it's a risk to take that one. Let's see if we have a better one here in the NASDAQ. Nope, same thing. Pretty deep, right? Pretty deep back to the top. So even if it comes down, it's going to be a flat for upside. We'll consider that. New York session, we'll know. And this one as well. This one might be the best of them. This one is not that deep, so you can put an entry order here for a sell. And if this is going to drop, you see we were only about 50% or so the first drop, a little more than 50%. So if this is going to drop, that could be a good sell. The worst case is you're going to try to get break even out of it. So we take that drop and see where that takes us. We can't put it on the other ones. They're too deep up. If this goes higher, the same thing, you'll pull it. You'll take it off. Next. Perfect buy setup. Where is it going? That's a question. There's not a lot more to the upside this can go with, right? Because you dropped here, you finished this move down, and then we're correcting upwards. We haven't broken the low. This could go up one more spike. Definitely it will, but then how far? You could take this one, didn't go far, but you got break even. This one might not go very far. It might do this and give you break even again or reverse. I think we wait for the sell. You can take the buy. It has to be an aggressive buy. So I'll put the buy for those who want it, but it has to be a very aggressive buy. So you put it as a buy, it has to be an aggressive. You have to get out for break even if it doesn't go. Nifty. Any flag that is above this stop here would be the buy, right? If you were buying this up, you have to move stops and get out of it. But any flag above that up would be buy. Bitcoin. So it could go more. I think we could consolidate here and go more. So it could come and retest this stop. So let's see if we get a consolidation here. If we get a consolidation, you can look for another entry. Right? If you want to buy more, look for another entry. Let's see. And Ethereum. But this trade should already be at break even. So you should have an entry order here to say sell this here. If this comes back to that level, sell it. Right? Don't keep it because you don't know that they don't drop like that. Break this low and then go back up. Worst case is you'll get small profit. Put it, I don't know, put it in a small profit. Don't put it exactly at break even. You have it moved quite a lot. If you want to put somewhere here or so. You don't want to put it close because it can take you out and then go. If you're putting it to close, if you're closing this trade, taking the profit, you have to close it here and then wait for a flag here to put an entry above the top. If you're doing that, if you're short term at it. ETH, this is still very flat. So at this point, I don't think, even if they go back up, they'll just break the top and come back here. Okay, this is a sharp move up. They dropped, they broke the low, they made a very sharp move up, and you're consolidating at the top of that sharp move, which means there's at least one more impulse up, right? Let's see where it goes. So this is making a flat here. And if this goes, can we retest this stop? It's possible. There's no specific need for a pattern like that. We don't think, this could all be a bigger correction, right? Which means they go back up all the way to the top here and then drop again. Right? There's no need for that specific. I don't see the. We'll look at it and see what it is, but I don't. It would be better if it had broken the low because this looks like a complete correction here by itself. There's no need for a bigger correction, but if they want to make a bigger one, nothing you can do. So this might be a buy. I would say put the flat on here. Make sure you have a complete pattern inside. Let's see. I think we do have a complete pattern, regardless of how you look at this. It's looking downside right now at the moment. This one is looking like it's going to come down here a little. And then put an entry order above the top. So when this breaks out, you get the trade, just like we did on the Bitcoin. So this looks upside. Now, let's go with this one. This would be the buy. This would be a buy there. They're all aggressive buyers still. This one also is, XRP also broke the low. Come back, you're getting a consolidation here. And if this consolidation breaks out, it's a buy. So put an entry order there for a buy. Put an entry order above the top for a buy. Let's see where we are in the bigger picture. You can make an argument of whether we would look at it like this, for example. kind of 1, 2, 3 come down, 1, 2, 3 going up, 1, 2, 3 coming here. That's more than 3. There's about 5 there, but you get the point. It's doing this. So this can go back up there. Do 1, 2, 3. Finish this. Then drop here again. Possible. That possibility exists. So there's a buy there. It's a buy to at least retest the stop, and then you can put that to positive. LTC. This one doesn't have a buy. Regardless of even if you break that top, this whole thing, this piece is corrective and this whole thing is corrective. So no buy in this one. Let's see here. This one is getting a buy setup at this range, but it could be short term, right? This did break out. You broke the structure. You drop, you go back up, you're consolidating here. There's a buy here. But what's the long term of that buy? Nothing that I see that makes sense with the long term. So this could be just a short term upside, kind of like this, and then drop, something like that. I don't think that is big upside. It's probably making a flat, but not will eventually break this low. It's just a matter of time now before they break this low. So this buys, I will not put it on. I'll wait. ADA, nope. There might be a buy here as well, but even if it's going to retest this stop, only if you're going all the way to this one for this here, which I don't see coming. So we'll leave that alone. Let's see this link. No buy here too. This is sharp, so they have to come here before they go back up. It doesn't make sense. Let's go. MP. Okay, this one actually give a big surprise here. Only if you were here Sunday or whenever that break, if you saw this. Only if you're there. And then the question is whether there was a big move up to buy it into. Oh, this likes to do those spikes. There's a lot of those spikes there, you can see. And drop again. I think this was the one we were watching for the low, right? Find the low, but this wasn't exactly the low. This one actually was pretty much consolidating here. So I don't know that we would find this. It wasn't the perfect buy setup. So we wait now. It's going to drop again with that sharp move. It's going to drop again. We can put it with this one, make a running flat, wait for it to drop again, enter. Right, so let's see. This is what? This has a buy setup, and this broke the low. So we bought this already. You put that, make sure you keep this at break even, right? If they go that low, you don't want the trade. And if they take you out, then you can put it up. You can buy above this stop. Right, there's a good chance we're going to make another flag here and go. So there's another buy setup forming here. You might even want to put it a little lower here. But for safety, now we put it there. It's a small flag. Let's go into 1 hour, see what it looks like. Now it's actually a big one in the 1 hour. So you can put the entry order above the last impulse, which would be here. Right? That's a trade. If it drops lower to take you out here, then so be it. Come out of the trade and then, try to get this one. Try to get this one up. I don't think they'll take you out. Let's go. This, you're starting to get an up move there, but it will probably give you one more bite to break this top. Right? They just push one more, break this top, and then after that, we'll be in this long drawn out structure. Maybe break that up and come back down. Right? They kind of make a lot of running flats. Break that up and come back here for a running flat. Something like that. So that's one buy if you want. That's about it. So I'll stop the recording. If you do Forex, watch part 1. I'll stop the recording.